Hello guys. So my name is Shashi Ranjanja, and today we are up here to discuss something about bug bounty, and we answer some of the questions like why these big companies, MNC companies, and other crowd, how they emerges, how basically big MNC companies are giving hackers so much money in order to hack them, why they are doing so. So we will try these things, and before going into that, let's understand what is basically a bug bounty hunting and where. So the history about it. So the history starts from somewhere around, like you can see in 1995. The most popular of this was. So here was the blog post, and this company has made this thing operating system, and they are giving a bug, like they are a bug if you find a bug. So basically they were giving the first bug bounty program in some bugs in their operating system, and if somebody finds it, they were giving, offering this car to them. So from there this things, and the second one was the like this Netscape Navigator. So Netscape Navigator was like a browser. So Netscape companies the Navigator 2.0 beta, which was launched on 10th of 1995, and they, like Netscape has launched the first bug bounty program 1995, which offered the cash reward for those who will be able to find the security bugs in Netscape Navigator like browsers. So this is where the bug bounty programs starts. Like basically what was going on that early stage in the early country when in progress, like when start using their personal computers, so it becomes very easy for the researchers to just go through the things, and you manipulate the computer programs according to their choice, like whatever things they want to do with the programs, they can program and like make work according to their like their need. So that is where the reality like starts evolving around at that area. And at that time internet was not so much secure, and that is why it was very easy to find some bugs. You were very easy to deface any like website. You can easily make malwares. You can like make the copy of any software, send it to as a malware to anyone who wants it for the free. So at that moment the hackers mentalities and hackers, a lot of hackings were instances were going on, and to make sure that the users who are registered with them, or the data that they are sharing with the for their business perspective, that is very like that should not get breached. Because if you see, like even in the recent periods, the data breach, how much these things are costing. Like if you just go through some of the reports, here you can see that in the 2021 itself, like the Identity Resource Center data breach report that has 1862 data breach in last year only, which percent up from the previous years of 2017. So that is how you can see, like the cases of the data breaches are even nowadays are increasing so much rapidly. So at that time when the things were very new and people are not being able to like provide a good security to those websites or the softwares. So at that time most of the cases were not even reported. Nowadays things are being reported, so you are just saying that okay, the cases are now has been raised so much. So it was there for a very long time, and nowadays like the two communities are basically being coming up because of this factor. Okay, so the main reason was to of the like rise of bug bounty hunters, or you call the ethical hackers, were like the day like when the US militaries and their Pentagon institutes, like when they are the biggest organ right now, right? They have the like so much money for things for their like new weapons and whatever they are like for the US security they are building up. And if these technologies and these things are like in control of the hackers, then it will cost them a lot. It can cost them a lot, right? So the thing is, when these like when hackers try to attack the US military and US government agencies and their websites and their assets, they have found that it is very critical thing if hackers get the hands of, like these things get into the hands of the hackers. So for that, what they did, they were like making a bug bounty program, providing the bug bounty programs. They called in the hackers from all over the world, so that everybody is in methodology to find a bug, or every like ideas for innovative ideas, are the unique ideas to find a bug, to manipulate the things. And even the hackers who are very much technologically enriched, and those who are not who are into the industry of cybersecurity research, in the security aspect, and to the web services, to the different companies, they all get together at one place so that they can find some bugs into those platforms. And then they get some kind of bounty in return. So from there the bug bounty comes on. And the Google and Facebook, they, as they are holding the most of the critical data nowadays, right now, so it is very much important for data. And because of that, actually, the organizations like Bugcrowd, you are saying, or if you know about HackerOne, this is HackerOne. So this HackerOne or CNAC is the red team pen testing. So these kind of organizations also like grow uh, because of the bug bounty environment that these big companies are providing, like because they are not restricted with their own like on-site security researcher team. So they want to include all the talents around the world, so that all the researcher can work on their websites and find some vulnerabilities if it is existing over there. And like if you talk to any of the researcher over here, they will definitely say that no other program is there, like no program come big, like there are very big companies who are listing their programs over here. Like if you just go to the directory and check what are the programs that are listing in the listed in the HackerOne direct, you can see a lot of companies, new as well as the old companies, who are providing the bug bounty for the hackers. Like here you can see how much the bounties are, the average bounty that they are paying, and how much reports has been resolved when launch date of the program. And as you can see, the asset types that they are providing, like a domain or app store, or wherever they have, a hacker has to find the vulnerabilities. And these are some active programs. And then a lot of filters are also there, which is featuring the program, individual programs over here. So here companies, basically those who are having some security team within their center, but they are also want to protect their assets from the uh, outside for that, they are hosting their services with the HackerOne. And HackerOne is managing the payment things, and all the responsibility disclosing of the vulnerabilities to the respected organizations. So HackerOne and these bug bounty platforms are just like the bridge for the hacker as well as the organizations. Okay, so organization do not now need to stick with one uh, like they do not have to stick with the things that only the security researchers who are working in their team can find some vulnerabilities. Actually, over here there are 10 millions of who are around the world, and they are having the different mentality, their different education background. Some are not having not even graduates, but they are technology geek, and they know the things, they have the certain skill set help which are helping the works. So hackers who they just had to register over here on all these bug bounty platforms. Once being registered through these programs, and have to basically go through the responsibility instructions which are given over there, the policies which they are providing over here. Like this thing is that they are giving you the scope for the testing. Like you can go and test all these platforms, subdomains, but what things you do not have to do. So a list of things which are given over here that you should not do these things, and the list of things which is given over here that you can go up and check for the different and some like before going for any bug bounty program, you should always through and read these things, so that you will get to know that what is the test in the scope which you should go and check, which and like whether it is eligible for any kind of bounty or not, it is given over here. How you have to basically submit the report and the way to submit the report, so all those things will be written over here. If you are not following this, definitely you will not get any kind of bounty for that. Then if it will definitely depend upon the being in contact with hackers through this platform only. You can directly submit the report and then talk with the respective member of the organization about the vulnerability and the process of like releasing the funds to you or the bounty. That is how basically these programs work, where the list of the challenges are over here. And hackers can also find these kind of bug bounty programs from anywhere. Like these social media platforms help a lot if you are doing a year of bug bounty or the pen testing, because look, the Facebook, Google, these company, this they have to have a like they have to re- provide security to their organization. Why? Because in if you are not paying the bug bounty hunter a part of the security you are having, then it is possible that in any breach you may have to cost a lot. And the recent examples, like you can see over here into 17 hack, like some 140 million people's data has been breached, and for that Equifax Inc has to pay around $700 million for just for after the investigation. So like if you just go through some other data breaches, recent data breaches, you can see that Yahoo has the recent like from around 2017, 2014, and some 2014, 2017, and in 2018 also, I guess. So Yahoo has data breaches, and now pay someone something around TV 117.5 as a settlement of all those data breaches. So this is how much money you have to pay if your organization is followed with kind of data breach, or if some hackers can get into your system and like if by the any means, if the ransomware or encrypt your data, then also you have to make you may have to pay the ransom at that moment. So, and even after that also, it is not that the hackers will breach the data. Okay, that is the case. So in those situations, basically like because of this kind of thing, if like your any organization or the big organization who is just booming around, and if certain case happens with their organization, then the things come is that the organization reputations go down, right? The thing is, um, they have to all their businesses, the users data, if that is being compromised, users believe organization also get reduces, right? So at situations, basically, so organizations face some loss. But if you do not want to pay so much money as the settlement or to the hackers, you can pay the part of it to the bug bounty hunters who are over here. You can register your organization as the uh, as an organization and you can hire like 10 million of hackers who are around the world who will be testing your assets and then responsibly disclosing those things to you, that yes, there is a way to get into your organization, hack your assets, and to get so such and such sensitive within your like website and these things. And anybody, if they have found any hacker, if they have found these things, they can easily get into your organization. So they will just show you all the important the risky entry points and the vulnerabilities that could be available in your website or the assets. And they are doing it in the regular work form, like you have launched a bug bounty program recently and it is running, it is being managed by the HackerOne community or the bug crowd community. Hackers around the world are constantly giving their effort in order to find the vulnerabilities. And if you go through these things, they mostly the bounty is being ordered for the high risk vulnerability. Okay, so high risk vulnerabilities means if you are able you have to bypass firewalls. Sometimes you have to go through the complete black box testing. So a black box testing is basically means you are not getting anything in return, you are just getting the subdomains. Sometimes you are just getting the domain name, top level domain name, like this is your target, and you have to do all your reconnaissance from scratch and have to gather all the information about the target and then proceed further and then find some critical level of vulnerabilities into them. And then after getting into it, if they are allowing you to do the privilege escalation and to check what else a hacker can do after getting into the system, so those things you may have to perform, and these things are getting to a hacker as the personal invitation. So hack on HackerOne, the fresh hackers, like if somebody is into this industry and they want to, they can go through this hacker 101 platform, where you have to go through the CTFs. And after completing the CTF, it will just like a complete challenge for completing the capture the flag event. And after you are submitting the flags on certain submissions, you can get a private invitation from the company server, who will be calling you to hack their assets, and they will provide you the bounty based on the criticality of the thing that you have found, the bug that you have found. So this is how these things work. And Facebook and Google or Instagram, these are having a very critical data of the users to them, right? And their main work of that data is because they are that data, right? They are they, like these data is being used to send uh, give you the ads, give you the respect for the digital marketings, a lot of things. Like now web 3.0 is coming. People are Facebook started with the motive of connecting people, and now when web 3.0 is connecting people in more diversified way, like in more practical situation, like you are not physically connected, but visually people are being connected with the Facebook motives. And nowadays people know that Google is also the biggest internet giant. And they are also using the users data, and a lot of things are there. Like Google is tracking all the time where you are traveling to, what you like, and all these things. So if any data breach happens with the Google or the Facebook, it can be very critical data. It could be very critical data, it could be related to the person, and it is very genuine and authentic data that people the hacker will get. Okay, and they can use those data in multiple ways. Okay, for social engineering, to phishing, and to compromise the users in various way. So Google and Facebook also know this thing, and that their data, the users data that they are holding, if that is being breached, they may have to pay a lot of money, billions of money for the settlement in that case. So for that, they are hiring people from the HackerOne. They are also their own bug bounty platforms like Google is having their program. If you just go through this Google bug bounty, so bughunters.google.com, where Google is also running this bug hunting programs, where they are calling bug hunters to and go through the like different assets of Google and other companies, the sister companies of Google, companies who want to register their organization with the Google bug hunting programs. So where Google will be acting as the bridge for hackers and the organizations for the protocol of send like getting the responsibilities responsibly submitting the uh, hack or the bug, and then getting the bounty for to the hackers. So this is how the things are working, because like securing the internet is their sole motive, so that they can they can have the access to data to only to them. If hackers are also having the access to this kind of data, they can sell this data on the dark web, and then these things will not be in use for the Google and the like companies. You can search on this. So on also there is a very huge community of bug bounty hunters, or you call them the hackers. So they are basically sharing a lot of resources on these social media platforms related to the recent news, data breaches, and the methodologies or the bug bounty reports, like which helps a lot like hackers to learn about this like bugs and uh, the different bugs which are being found, and the DOM accesses vulnerability, and they are disclosing the things like how this bug has been found, so that other hackers can have the idea of like things are being done. And you can also get the like you can also like replicate these things on the and on the different assets which are there on the hacker one. So ethically changing the thing by giving the rewards to the person who is doing the research, it is a good way to like changing the mentality and the current situation of the hack, so that people who are having this skill set does not use this skill in a wrong, and use this in order to like provide security to these organizations. So this is the motive of the like big companies, and like they are just like getting all the brightest mind at base, and then giving them the responsibility to secure a website before a hack has happened. So this is how like you can these companies are making things good. And like if you want to like go into this industry, and if you want to do the bug hunting, one thing is good over here, that it is not required that you should have a certain kind of degree or certain education background. What is needed in bug hunting is you should have proper skill. So you should have the skill set of like how you can find the bugs, how you can report the bugs, the so you should have hacker skill set. Then you can directly get into the bug bounty programs like this, register yourself, and then you can find the things. Here I am at projectdiscovery.io. Actually, this is also a very good platform where you can see not only the hacker one or bug crowd or programs. Like, integrity is also a platform which gives you the programs for the bug bounty. Then here you can see the list of the things like with rewards. So the all the bug pay programs which are right now running and which are having some reward, like whether it is offering swag or offering some kind of reward or not, these things are being listed. So it is very easy to find new programs from here. Like you can find whatever program you are interested in, and you can directly download the programs in the assets. So this button over here, it will directly fetch subdomains. Basically, here you can see number of subdomains which are included, so you can directly do your work with the subdomains and find the bugs over there. So making things easy for the bug hunters. This is the basically motive of this project discovery.io, and providing a single platform for hackers to like find the programs in a single platform, and from here they can start their hunting. Like, so this is the basically the main agenda for this company. Now here there is one more very good website which is Bug Bounty Hunting, which I just go through after certain scraping the tweets of in Twitter. I found this website which is very good. Here you can search for any write-up or payloads or any bug bounty tips and a lot of things based on certain thing. If you search, like if you search XSS, you can find a lot of write-ups are here based on the XSS, and within this you may will find some of the tips and other things as well, and you can export this data into a JSON and take it as well. So this is also a very good platform to learn and read about the things, and then try your luck in the bug bounty hunting. uh, then yeah, Synac is also a very good platform which is having the team of pen testers. Like here, they are saying that they are having 61 pen tester, okay, so 1117 researcher hours on the target search. And actually, this is also just like the bug crowd or hacker one, where companies post their things, that the assets, and then the hackers around the world is testing those assets and then finding the vulnerabilities into them. So these companies are getting the funding from the Google and Facebook. They are closely at in all the hackers who are working in with the hacker one or bug crowd. They are closely being monitored by the Google's and the Facebook people, and they are also working with the Google's bug bounty program, so that and basically Google is providing a lot of money to those programs. Like if you are finding any critical vulnerability in any of the assets of Google products or the Google sister companies, there, if you find such critical vulnerability, you will be getting a lot of money because of in that. Right, okay, so like you can see over here the bugs for the code execution. Like this is a very critical bug. There are almost $31,000 has been paid now for this. Okay, so this is the example applicant that permit count. They will be getting this. Other highly sensitive applications, if you have found, again they will get the same things. Non-integrated and acquisition and sandbox involved with something is in the phase, and you are finding the critical vulnerability like RCE into, will be getting this much money. So basically, this is how they are working, and this is how they are ranking the reward they have to give to the hackers. So here you can see if you are finding something high, uh, impact is high, like ability, whose the occurrence probability is high, and impact is also high, so you will be getting this much money. If the probability is medium and impact, then you will be getting this much. And if probability is very low but impact is high, then you will be getting this much. So it is just like this, it is going like this. So high to medium and medium to low. Then investigating and reporting the bug. So the Google Bug Hunters universe, you can go through and just you have to data which you are sending, like reporting through some PGP keys, and then you can submit those reports to the respective organization, that these are the bugs, and this to replicate this. And until and unless the company is not patching the vulnerability, you are not allowed to like tell the people that what was the vulnerability. So patch rewards and key stats and some news factors, as you can see over here. So starting from the history to tell that these security researchers, these hackers are like evolved a lot. The technology is also evolving, and throughout the time new zero day bugs are like coming a lot. Like every year there is one or two zero-day attack definitely happen, and which is impacting a lot of devices around the world, a lot of websites around the world. So to make this in a like very to keep this in a very like a regular check, to keep your website in a regular check, whether after finding any zero day, after being like after any zero day which has impacted the all devices around the world, whether your assets are being vulnerable to those zero day attacks or not, you have to completely uh, like you run these kind of programs regularly on your assets. You have to register with this program so that all over the world, whoever the new security researcher who have find zero day bugs, mostly security researchers used to find these kind of zero day bugs. And on Twitter you will definitely get if you just again go through hashtag zero day, get that. So zero day is just a kind of attack whose patch is not still available. Like the first day when the organization get to know about a vulnerability. So that is the first day, and that counts from the zero. So it is called the zero day attack. And you can see zero day attacks are very much popular as bypass all the security checks, and it can cause a lot of damage to the companies. Okay, so here you can see this good write up at CV 2021. This was JNDI attack, so log shell, which has impacted a lot of like assets for the different companies who are running the Apache servers. So over there, if it was for the remote code execution vulnerability, that means it was a very high and critical level of vulnerability. And just because the version of the JNDI interface was not compatible with that thing, and that is why this zero day was like uh, that is why a lot of devices was being vulnerable to this zero day attack. And in order to check that whether you are being affected with that attack or not, whether you are vulnerable to this kind of attack or not, you have to run some security checks. And it is the very and the bug bounty programs or the bug bounty platforms are the places where all the hackers are just going through finding this vulnerability zero. They're trying their luck on to find this zero day attack. So if you have been registered with that places like HackerOne and other places, you can find the log4 shell, log4j as well. Like if you just search for the log4j POC HackerOne, so RCE zero day exploit on, you can find these things on the HackerOne as well. Like how and what was the impact. So it was the impact high because it was for the remote code execution. And it was such easy to do that, only 5 steps to complete this thing. And this is the complete POC, so proof of concept, which is also given over here. Then the suggested mitigation and remediation action given over here. It is just saying that you have to go to the URL, and this was the URL, and within the URL actually the thing has been injected. Paste the POC on the URL parameter like this, and then burp collaborator received the reverse ping back. And this is how the things happened, and they have been rewarded. Like it was for from the Mr. X strain, and US Department of Defense has logged this report. So it was for the US Department Defense staff only. So Yeah, so the it was to the defense, US Department of Defense. So this report was been submitted over there, and this is a 0 day bug, and that is why all the organizations who would be running that specific version at that specific time, all of them are being in the risk category. And that is why it was having a very big impact, because it is coming with a high critical a bug, which was remote code execution. So remotely anybody can execute any code onto the or respected server, and it can do like people can have the shell, reverse shell, and they can do a lot of things with them. So that is why basically bug bounty programs and hackers, the history of the bug bounty programs is where it has started, and when it has started, and then now how these bug bounty programs are being managed by the companies like Bugcrowd and HackerOne, and why Facebook and Google is basically providing so much money to the hackers around the world who are being registered with these programs, and who are doing things ethically, who are ethical hackers, and who are not having the degree or certain things, but they are having the skill set and they are having the knowledge to find the bugs, so that they can they can give their mindset of how people different people belonging from different locations work, how their uh, how they basically look at the functionalities which are available on the certain softwares or websites, and they how they manipulate this, how they can tamper with the data which is flowing within the network, and then they check what is the response that is coming from the web server, and there only they try to check the things, they try to manipulate the data. That is what their skill set is. Okay, and that is how basically they are making money by finding the bugs through these platforms. And these are the like booming places, because it is having now 10 millions of hackers right now being registered with the HackerOne. They're supposed to have 10 millions of hackers now, and this community is growing and booming regularly. So let's hope for the best for this community and the hackers in the HackerOne. So yeah, so that was it for the today's live session, and stay tuned with us for the more things. So thank you.